Hello, everyone. Today's topic is outreach and strategies from contact to connections. These are suggestions and incentives. Outreach defined as a proactive effort that we will connect with individuals that are experiencing homelessness or lack of services, housing, healthcare, or other community services. And the strategy is a comprehensive plan on how to reach those goals. So let's get started. My name is Dr. Yolonda Young Simmons, and I'll be your presenter today. And we want to start with understanding that meeting people where they are. That's what's important. Meeting people where they are. Many people experience homeless have negative experience with institutions. Just look at the eye-to-eye contact that the person has with them, building trust. And that's important that you appreciate them and encourage them because people don't always just want to go into a program. They want to build the trust before they can share. And no judgment, no judgment. And she's really gotten down to that person's level to show them how much she cares. Because meeting people where they are is very important because we're building trust and we're engaging in dignity and we are respecting their personal space. Let's get started in understanding outreach matters. Outreach, as I said before, is a proactive approach that we can make sure that we have community services for people as it relates to housing, health care, other services that they cannot connect to. Many times they don't even know it's available. We meet immediate needs. For example, you might have somebody in the street and they may be hungry, so you give them food to eat. It may be cold, you give them a blanket, first aid, safety. So you deal with the immediate need. You build a bridge that creates a trust, respectful contact between two people, a connection for services. That's important. Build that bridge of respect. And we have open doors to services. That's right why outreach matters. It matters so much that we want to make sure that we're serving our community better. We've got to do better in having a no judgment zone for people who need the help that we can provide. Harm reduction is people first, no judgment whatsoever. Look at the eye contact. The person is actually kneeling down and giving them a blanket. Have water in their hand to give them services. Eye contact with a smile and a low barrier to services, just making sure that they get what they need and they need what they need. And so we build trust by the small efforts that we provide. And that's what you want to do. And you want no judgment. And so, to have effective communication, we have to have effective tools. Train teams on how to handle manageable caseload and safe practices. Trauma inform and build on trust rather than compliance. In other words, make sure that the person is comfortable with you. Every contact point that you have with a person, you want the ultimate goal is that you provide them with housing, that they can come off the street. You provide them with the immediate needs that they need. So we have to have the proper tools. And in having the proper tools, we have to have a well-trained staff. We have to be person-centered engagement. That's that trust that I talk about all the time. And we want to reach a goal. We want them to get off the street and have services wrapped around them so that they can live a more safe life. Building trust trauma informed way has six components: safety, trust. There's that trust again. Peers. A peer could be somebody that experienced something that they've experienced or understand. Collaboration and choice and cultural. And so, in understanding safety, people are safe with people that are not forcing them to do something. And to have trust and transparency, meaning that you're listening to them. When you're listening and you follow through, they trust you. And as I talked about, peer support could be somebody that have experienced something that they have and they understand them. Collaboration is when we collaborate with other people, other corporations, not corporate, other services. That's collaboration. Let's team up with other partners in the community so that we can wrap around services for the person and choice. Let the person have a voice, a choice in what they want to do. If they're not interested in certain things, don't force them. Let them have a choice. Don't take their dignity and their choice and their decision making from them. Trust them as they trust you. Also, we have the cultural. Respond to their culture, their history, their identity, and then you don't want to do any harm to them. And that's one of the reasons why we have these 6 elements for trauma-informed way that we can outreach to people and communicate. Samson has 6 principles, and those are them. And these 6 principles help to honor dignity, autonomy, and safety. And that's important in helping somebody. And allowing the autonomy means that they're self directed, they're free of external control. They're not in prison. They may not understand how to get off the street or how to get from one level to the next level, but you have to allow them to be self directed. And in being self directed, you have to see what works for them. And instead of saying you need to go into a shelter, why don't you try just saying, how can we help you be safe today? Or what is easier for you? What do you want? What do you need? Some people may say, I just need a blanket, I need a sandwich, I need some water. It's different things, but if you build that trust with that person, then they will learn that there's no judgment involved. People are most likely to engage how you make them feel than how you direct them or tell them what they need to do. Instead, you find out what they want to do. So let's develop some partnerships with the community, coordinate and share ideas, offer a warm handout. A warm handout is where you may have a relationship with another agency, and your agency could just pick up the phone and say, I have Joe Blow here, and they're looking for housing for the night. And that's a warm handout where you've done a part, and then instead of giving the client or the person that you're working with on outreach a phone number, here, call this number, you say, I'll call for you and let them know that you're coming. And that's the warm handout. Also, other funding, other community services may have fundings that you don't have, and that helps them too. And they may have the experienced staff that you may not have. So, all of that, when you work with other partners in the community, you can better serve the person that needs help. Working together, that's what I'm talking about. And there's incentives related to collaboration that we can all enjoy: assistance in entry or wraparound support, resources for health and mental health services. You may not, your agency or your corporation may not do it all, but you may have the resources that you can direct them if they have some mental health issues. And there might be some upfront housing subsidies that might be available for them, childcare options if that's a problem, job training, or other community resource, faith and cultural specific activities. These are all things that in collaboration with other agencies that can be offered to the person in need, because our goal is to help the person and to help them get off the street, to help them have a better lifestyle. So we talked about developing trust, we talked about non-judgmental, we talked about collaboration. These are all the elements that we need to put together to make sure that we're working together and building a better community for the person we're trying to service. And it doesn't mean they're going to answer the call today, but if you're there and available, they know how to reach you, then one day they may call you. And then it may work out this way, where one day you plant the seed and another organization waters the plant and the plant grows. Our goal is that we have outreach strategies, and we need to take advantage of all these strategies to work together as a team to better serve our community. So even in understanding that, we work better as a team, and together we can make a difference. People, everyone deserves to be seen, and when they're seen, they're met with dignity and offered a new way of life. And that's what we want. We want everybody to work to work together. And when we work together, we can have better results. My final thoughts are people do not forget who you are, only what you say and how you make them feel. And when you make them feel comfortable, your compassion is the first step towards someone's journey to their living a better life. And we all want to be effective in helping somebody else live a better life. The Bible tells us to love thy neighbor as thyself. And so our goal is that we will reach out in love and compassion as a great commandment from God, that we will love our neighbor. And if your neighbor is in trouble, that maybe you can help. So just remember, God uses ordinary people to do extraordinary things. And I thank you so much for letting me be of service today. My name is Dr. Yolonda Young Simmons, and I pray that you have a blessed and wonderful day.